What's up, everybody? This is Bree from Young, Saved, and Free, and I'm back with this week's devotional. For everybody that's new here, welcome to my channel. Hope you all decide to join the family by clicking the subscribe button down below and also hit the notification bell so you never miss another video from me. And everybody that's been here, welcome back. I'm going to go ahead and address this situation. So I went home for the weekend and I have a sinus infection. Great. So I kind of sound like a little boy in puberty. My voice trying to get deep all of a sudden, and it's not cute at all. I don't feel as bad as I sound. But yeah, and also this shirt is from God is Dope. I got it in, did I get this last summer? I've worn it a couple times on the devotionals before, but yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get into what we're in. I forgot who I was, part 2, and this part is I am valuable. So this series, y'all, when I tell you, I really be writing like, yes, God, like I'm not, like if y'all can see my legs like shaking right now under this table, like God has really been dealing with me regarding identity and like understanding where I am in my life. And so when it came to this part, this came from when he spoke it to me. It was before I had this conversation with somebody that's very important to me, and I started to think back on my past relationships and all that, and realized that a lot of my value I put into them, into my relationship with them, into what sorry y'all, told y'all. And feeling like I needed to be validated by them, and by my relationship with them. So like a lot of who I am, I realized through relationships, and particularly romantic relationships. But to be honest, when I look at today's society, I do see a lot of people that have that same kind of validation issue, but they look for it in like social media likes, comments, their following, all that kind of stuff. I don't really care about social media like that, which is crazy because I do this, but it's just a lot of people struggle with that, and I realized it wasn't just me struggling with that. And so that's why I'm kind of here to tell you all that you are valuable, and that you do, you add value. Not that you're just an accessory, but you actually add value to it. You understand? So God took me to two particular people. He took me to Rahab, which is in Joshua 2. Now, if you guys don't know the story of Rahab, again, it is in Joshua 2, and I will link it in the description box below. Rahab was a prostitute, and I can only imagine what kind of scrutiny she got from people because of her profession, if you want to call it that. I mean, it is how she pays her bills, so whatever. Her profession, we're going to still follow what it is. I literally can see people like turn up their noses at her and like, she does this for a living. Ew, that's nasty. But then it's like, she literally put a price value on what she had to offer. But there's some people out here that, I'm just going to call it like it is. Y'all know how I talk. But there's a lot of people out here that doing the same thing she's doing, but not doing it as a profession per se. There's people out here that are prostituting their gifts, that are prostituting who they are just to have, to get this, that from whatever person. And it's like, don't be so quick to turn your nose out when you're doing the exact same thing and don't even realize it. So I empathize with Rahab. Even though I'm not her, I understand. Like, I understand where she was in her life. And so, I think she was overlooked by a lot of people because of what she did. And it's, well, I think that sometimes people get too caught up in other people's lives. Like, yeah, she's a prostitute, but you do these other things and you try to hide it. I mean, at least everybody knows, and it's not a secret. It's not that she's out here trying to act like she's something that she's not. But I really do. I can only imagine what that girl was feeling like every day when she was out in public, and all the whispers and the rumors that she would hear about herself. And it's just I don't like the people got so hung up on her hang-ups. Like it's crazy. Just like, you got your own, what you worried about mine for? Like, let me deal with this. Don't keep pointing out the fact that I'm doing this wrong, this wrong, this wrong, and this wrong. Like, the fact that her weaknesses were so open, it was like they only limited her to that. They didn't see any value for her outside of that. And so Rahab still had more than that to offer. So she was still covered. She was still favored. She was still all of these things because she was obedient. So when the spies came to her house, she let them in. And because of that, her family was saved. Because of that, Joshua and the rest of those people were able to take the land. They were able to get exactly what God promised them. And it's so funny because I can predict, like, I can only, in my mind, if people found out what happened regarding that, they'd be like, oh yeah, Ray, I knew she was special. I knew she was this. I knew she was that. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't. Stop lying to the people. You didn't know. You was the same one that was over there talking about me with them other people. Like, that's why, what happened to you happened to you. Like, and it's funny because I went to, like I told you, I went home for the church anniversary, and Prophet Todd Hall was there, and he said something that was very interesting to me. It was very insightful. He said, let them see, but don't let them indulge. So they saw what happened to Rahab's family, but she only did what she had to do for her. She did not allow anyone else to indulge, because God said He prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemies. Not that you'll be eating at the same table with your enemies, that your enemies will be able to see the table that God prepared for you. And so Rahab, for all those who relate to Rahab, or that can, that are on the same line as Rahab, y'all understand that sometimes people just limit you, but there's still so much more that you have to add. So women out there, like you, even though you may be doing things that are contrary to God's will, you still have value. There's in Proverbs 31, it says she's more precious than rubies, and it's talking about a noble wife. And I know everybody doesn't want to be married. I know that everybody doesn't necessarily want to be committed to someone for the rest of their life. But even so, having those attributes of the Proverbs 31 woman, that's your value. That is part of your value. And it's funny to see, like, even now when I'm looking back over my life, and at the church anniversary was Sunday, but he also added an extra day, Monday, and he prophesied to me about my life. And I'm not going to go into details about it because that's between me and the guy. Like, it's not, whoever else was there. But he prophesied to me about my relationships, and he was just saying that I've experienced a lot of abuse, which is true. And so because someone mistreats you, that means that they don't understand your value. They don't understand what you bring to the table. They don't understand what you have to offer. They may not see it right away, but it's there. And so with Rahab, they only saw that she was a prostitute. They didn't know that she had all this other stuff that she could do for people. And it's like, you only know what you know. If you don't ask questions, you'll never know. And so the other person that God took me to was Jephthah. I think I'm saying that right. And he's in Judges 11. So the first... Sorry, y'all. I'm really sorry. So I actually never heard this story until I listened to Somebody Lying. If y'all don't know what that is, it is a sermon that Pastor Q Gadsden from the Believer's House in Atlanta preached at Relentless, which is John Gray's church in Greenville, South Carolina. And that was the first time I ever seen Q Gadsden, and that was the first time I ever heard the story. So I actually went back and read the story, and I was like, when I read it, I could immediately see so many people that I know, so many people that I grew up with, that didn't have the best family environment. Like I grew up in a household with both of my parents. That's not everybody's story. Jephthah, actually, his mother was a prostitute. Just like how Rahab was a prostitute, Jephthah's mother was a prostitute. And he was the result of a transaction. Let's just call it what it is. His daddy was stepping out on his wife and got with Jephthah's mama for, services. And that's where Jephthah came from. And so, obviously, a lot of times people come out of really messed up relationships, or, their fathers or their mothers don't want anything to do with them because of whatever reason, and it's unfortunate, and it's really sad, honestly. I just feel like if you created this child, then you need to be part of their life. Like, they didn't ask to be here, but you made them, so you know what, take responsibility for what you did. But what's funny is, to me, with this story, and again it is in Judges 11, is that Jephthah's brothers, the ones that were younger than him, were the ones that rejected him, because they just refused to accept him because he was not a legitimate child. I mean, legitimate meaning he was conceived between a man and his wife, and I just don't feel like that's fair. Like, why you? First of all, you weren't even born to even know what really happened. You only know what he told you. So, secondly, Jephthah is not his. He is not his mother. And the other thing outside of that is, even though Jephthah's mother was a prostitute, their father is an adulterer. Their father was married. I went and looked back at some of the commentary on the story, and from a lot of it, it's saying that Jephthah's father was married when Jephthah was conceived, and he's the son of, I think is it Gilead? I think he's the son of Gilead. But it's, a lot of the commentary was saying that he was married when Jephthah was conceived. So it's not that. It's funny that they're so quick to devalue the woman, devalue Jephthah because of the mother. But your father played an active role in it. Nobody raped him. Nobody did anything like that to him. He was an active participant in what happened. So, you are just as disqualified for whatever as Jephthah is. And when I say you, I mean Jephthah's brothers, not y'all. But, and it's like they disqualified Jephthah because of where he came from, not because he did anything, but just because of who his mama was. And it's so crazy to me, because when people come from certain places, people automatically write them off. People automatically say, no, I don't want nothing to do with them. I don't want this. I don't want that. And it's like the first person that came to my mind, honestly, was Will Packer. And I say that because Will Packer is from St. Petersburg, Florida, the same place my family is from. My whole family on my mother's side, pretty much, except for 2 of her sisters and an uncle. That's my grandmother's brother. That's here in Thomasville. But everybody else is in St. Pete. Like, literally everybody is in St. Pete. And so St. Pete, especially the South Side, it gets written off a lot. It's a lot of crime. It's a lot of, a lot of deaths, a lot of gang violence, a lot of different things in St. Pete. But because Will Packer is from there, a lot of people, they just feel like, I can only imagine what kind of scrutiny he got, like, stepping into Hollywood. Because not only was he from St. Pete, but he also went to the one, the only Florida A&M University, founded in 1887 in Tallahassee, Florida. Go Raptors. Ooh. But, like, to go from St. Pete to an HBCU with the HBCU, first of all. Somebody in my comments gonna be mad that I'm a rattler, but it's okay, boo. It's okay. I love all the HBCUs, but family was my baby. But, for that to happen that way, I can only imagine the kind of scrutiny he got from, like, not necessarily these particular, but for somebody that's like a Steven Spielberg or whoever, Jerry Bruckheimer, whoever, like, the kind of, for his movies to sell just as much as their movies did, I can only imagine the kind of looks that he was getting, like, man, you from whatever, you make black movies. Nope, I don't want to hear that, like, I don't, and it's crazy because everybody gets written off because of where they're from, and it's like, that's not fair. I didn't ask to be part of this environment. I didn't ask to grow up here. This is what I was born into. Like, you know how many celebrities grew up in the struggle? Like, you know how many people have a pulled myself up by my own bootstraps type of story? Like, that's crazy. It's crazy. Like, what? Like, and you write me off because of why? But that's the same thing that Jephthah was going through. They were writing him off because he was where he came from, and so and then the same thing that happened to him has happened to a lot of celebrities. Same people that wrote him off got their hands out now asking for handouts. Like, nope, because you wouldn't shoot in the gym with me. I'm gonna let you watch me eat. Okay, I'm not gonna let you indulge. But they only wanted Jephthah because they realized how valuable Jephthah was. Jephthah had what they needed. Jephthah was a mighty man of valor. He was a Gileadite, whatever it's called. I can't even say the word. But they needed him to win this battle, and it was like, but you the same one said that I couldn't be here because of how I was conceived. You said I couldn't be here because of where I came from, but now you need me. Like, but that's just how life works. It is. Like, the same people, even in my life, the same people that wrote me off and that talked about me so bad when I was in college because of how I lived my life, because church was such a big part of my life, but the same ones that were in my DMs and in my inbox and texting me, asking me to pray for them. And I'm like, no, I'll pray for you, but just remember that this is the same person that you talked about. Not because I was doing something wrong, but because I was doing something contrary to what you were doing. But now you need me. I can't get with it. But the fact of the matter is that you're valuable, that can't nobody write what you are, they can't put a price tag on you, and even if they tried to, it would still be wrong. Because the only person that can define your value and put an actual thing on your value is God. And to be honest, everybody has the same value. Why? Because we were all bought with the same price. Jesus died for all of us. His blood was shed for all of us. It wasn't bought. We weren't bought with silver and gold. We were bought with blood. Okay? Like, it was blood. It wasn't that because my family is rich, or because my family has celebrities in it, or because my family has pastors in it, or because this, that, whatever. It's because Jesus died for me. He died for you. He died for everybody. So we all have the same value. Now, whether or not you realize your value, that is completely on you. But baby, let me tell you something. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what I have to offer. Ain't nobody gonna tell me that I don't have value. Ain't nobody gonna tell me that I'm nothing, because God said that I was something. God said that I am something. God said that He has more for me to become. So I don't care what you got to say. I know that I have value. I don't care. Like, that's the point that you have to get to. Like last week we said we have to take authority. I have to take authority on what I do and do not hear. Like, not necessarily what I do or do not hear, but what I do or do not receive. I can hear you say whatever you want to say about me, but I don't have to receive any of that. You can say that I'm nothing. I'm never going to be worth nothing. I'm never going to have this. I'm never going to be successful. I'm never going to have anything. I'm never going to get out of this neighborhood. I'm always going to be in poverty. You can say all those things, but I don't receive any of that. I receive what God does about me, because God is the one that made me, so He knows my value. He knows what I'm worth. He knows what kind of blood, sweat, and tears went to something. So, a lot of people can say things about you, but if they didn't make you, they don't really know how valuable you are. Like, let's see. My aunt on my dad's side, she's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I'm just gonna call her what it is. The lady crazy. She's crazy, okay? But she used to buy me these porcelain dolls. They're absolutely beautiful, but I'm terrified of them. I don't want them. I don't want them. Like, Mom, if you're watching this, throw those dolls away. I don't want them. But they're very precious to somebody else. So just because one person don't see value in you and they don't validate you, that doesn't mean that you don't have value. Like, those dolls are like Chucky dolls to me. I don't like, they're not, they're just the equivalent of a Chucky doll to me. Like, they don't look like Chucky, but they are Chucky to me. Like, I don't want them. But just because I don't like them and I don't feel like they have value doesn't mean that they don't. They could be worth thousands of dollars, but I don't want it. Just because somebody don't want you don't mean that you don't have value. You still 100. Like you still favorite. You still got God's hand all over your life. Like that. Don't let what man says define anything about you. Man does not have that authority. God has the authority. He's giving you authority, and He's telling you over and over and over that you have been bought with a price, that you have value, that you're more precious than ruby, that you are the apple of His eye, that He loves you. And for somebody that He knows the number of hairs in your head. You know what I mean? He created everything. He created the universe. But He knows the numbers on your head. Number of hairs on your head. Excuse me. I don't know why I can't talk. I'm getting excited or something. I don't know. But He knows the numbers of hairs on your head, and He predestined you. Because He's done all these things, that means you have value to Him. If you have value to Him, I could care less what anybody else has to say about me. I mean, that's just me being honest. But I hope this blessed you all, and I pray that you all received the word on today. And be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my mailing list. Don't forget. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.